Star Wars over the last few years, particularly on streaming, have made a lot of use of things like the volume technology, you know, the LED screens and such, but not so much with Andor. You guys very much like traveled around, went on location. Why is it that you, I guess, prioritize leaning more into that direction as opposed to the, I guess, yeah, the LED?
We use LEDs when we can. What people don't understand about the volume is it's an amazing tool, but it's a completely different workflow. You have to do all your post-production first in the volume, and then you put the actors into it. If you're shooting a show the other way, our workflow goes entirely the other way. We shoot, sometimes we have a little piece of set, and it's set extension, it's all built. Our post is epic. It's really hard to change your workflow from one to the other. There's times you wish you could use the volume, but it's just, you're not set up for it.
Sure.
We're old school. Everybody who was really on it had been doing it this way. I've been a location around the world, director and filmmaker for the whole time. It's comfortable for me. I know it. The idea of learning a whole new system and the idea of making 24 hours of show in a box didn't appeal to me.
And Stellan, Luthen, I mean, this is a credit to both the writing and the performance. It's one of my most favorite characters within this universe. I think he's so complex and performed I connect with him so much on screen. When you first approach Andor, be it in season 1 or as you go throughout this one, what is it that you, I guess, connect with Luthen, and what do you think you, I guess, as the performer, understand about him that maybe the audience haven't quite grasped yet?
I don't know. I was attracted to what seems like contradictions in him. I mean, he's killing people, and he's doing wrong things, and he's doing good things, but they're really not contradictions. They're very human, and we're full of it. So I don't know who he is really, and that's the funny thing about it, because I've been investigating him now for a couple of years. But I don't know really who he is.
I don't know if we do either.
No.
Coming off of Rogue One, you know where the story's generally going to end, and going into this show, you knew where you were heading with all of the characters. Does, I guess, knowing the destination beforehand help or hinder the production?
Oh, there's no show if we don't have an ending. I mean, the ending is really the frame. I've been saying this all day. The limitations are liberating. Problem solving is liberating. Having a few things on the calendar that I have to pay attention to is incredibly helpful. I mean, how many shows, people start shows all over the place and they have a really great idea and they start something and it hits, and all of a sudden they have no ground under their feet. They got to figure out what their show is actually about. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. We never had that problem. We were always like, that's where we're going. This is what it's about. And it just clarifies everything that you do.
Yeah, credit to you guys. I mean, like I said, I watched that finale just last night, and it felt exactly like that. It felt like, okay, this is
we're coming
the
home.
landing point. With a lot of the characters, with where Bix ends up, where Cassian ends up, it does really feel like, okay, yeah, the journey that took them here was all premeditated, and it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Stellan, across your career, I mean, I'd say you've played a good, diverse range of characters, but if I want to pick out a few various franchises, I mean, Thor, Dune, and now the Star Wars universe. It's hard not to, I guess, make a few connections in terms of genre, be that the sci-fi/fantasy world. Is there a particular reason that you think you maybe gravitate towards these particular characters and genres, or are you just a big sci-fi nerd?
No, you're just trying to feed your family.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Money. No, but I mean, it's usually I have not been. I didn't have to compromise with that much with my conscience, because I found something interesting in the roles and stuff. And this has got nothing to do with money really. It's about it's a fascinating character, as you said, and it's a dream to play him.
Yeah.
But otherwise, if I've done a smart little independent film that 3,000 people sees, it's fun to make a big Hollywood movie and be seen by a lot of people if it's good. Mm-hmm. And I have no prejudice against any genre. It's actually what's in them. Where's the humanity in them? Do they react like real human beings, full of contradictions? I don't know. That's what does it.
That was great to think about. Thank you so much. And I think
you.
that's just about my time. But thank you guys for your time, and congratulations on this new season and the show as a whole.
Thank you.
Okay, well, to start with, Genevieve, for season 1 of Andor, you're not going to remember this, but I actually spoke to you over Zoom on chat that's probably going to be as short as this one. But
Great.
you had told me that when you kind of came back to Mon Mothma post Rogue One, going into Andor, you learned more about her, like about doing season 1 than you had even on Rogue One and prior. So I wanted to know, between both of you, what's something new about your characters that you'd learned through doing season 2 and in between seasons?
Wow. There was something that I loved about season 2, and that's where we start for Mon Mothma and probably Vel too.
Yeah.
Is that we start in their home planet, that we learn about the culture that they grew up in, that we've seen it kind of a bit in season 1, that orthodoxy through her daughter, but we actually step into that world in season 2.
And take part in it.
Yeah. And I felt that was so informative in regard to really understanding where this woman or these 2 women had come from, and therefore how far they had to go, such big leaps to become the women and to make the choices that you had to, or how far you had to go to reach your destiny, you know.
Yeah, the same thing. I think that it sheds a light on where we came from and the things that we don't want. And I think for Vel, it kind of propels her more, even after experiences that she has within this season that could arguably make her just go, I can't do this anymore. She never wants to go back to that. And those ways,
Yeah.
you know, it's this or nothing.
Yeah. It's like propelling to like a new
Yeah.
state of life.
Yeah.
Love that. Faye, adolescence. I mean, Andor was a pretty complex shoot. You're on location, you film all these big things. Adolescence, I can't imagine how complicated that is as a performer, with the whole thing being, you know, one take.
Yeah.
With Andor, were there any particularly complicated scenes or days of shooting that, I mean, I wouldn't compare it necessarily to a one-take series,
Yeah, it's very different. It's
Yeah.
a very different beast and very different scale. The scale of this show is insane, isn't it? It's massive. I think there was nothing really that sticks out as being difficult. We did night shoots in -5 up to -10 for about 3 or 4 weeks in January, where things were meant to be just wet, but they were actually ice. So that was tricky. People falling all over, and you know, they sort of moved small trailers onto the set because none of us could just sit in a green room. It was that cold.
Oh gosh.
But in general, no. It's a huge beast, this show, and the stunt team are the best in the game, you know, and the visual effects and everybody actually who's involved. But I don't. Did you come across any tricky scenarios?
No. They're so, I mean, we're working with extraordinary craftspeople and
Yeah.
artisans. We're surrounded by people at the height of their profession.
Yeah.
And I just want to hark back to what you said about adolescence, and that's Faye's work. It's just what is so clear is how extraordinary her work is, that she can be phenomenal in 2 pieces that are vitally different, 2 women who are vitally different, and yet that Faye has rooted both of those women so beautifully and so authentically, and that's testament
you.
to you as an actor.
I'm not great at taking compliments. Thank you,
But you have to, because we're on camera.
You're on
to.
camera.
It's the northern in me.
Well, my final question is actually going to be about the costumes specifically. Genevieve, you've spoken in the past about how much you've loved the costumes going through season 1, and you worked quite collaboratively with, I think it's Michael Wilkinson.
That's right.
On the costume designs. Can you tell me about your process of working with the costumes and what you love so much about it?
Well, Michael Wilkinson is an extraordinary artist, and I've said this was less like a relationship with a costumier and more of with an atelier. Like I felt like he has such dexterous artistry. He works with the fabric. He works with our bodies.
Yeah.
He can create and curate in the moment with you. Sometimes he's down on his knees looking at it kind of and having, and he says, what do you think about, like it's beautifully collaborative. And his eye
Yes.
is, I haven't come across that before, and I think you see it in the costumes in this piece.
You definitely.
I mean, they are stunning.
Yeah, it was touching. You speak so authentically about it, and I can see how connected you are to his work. So it's
Yeah.
really,
He's also one of the
beautiful
most
to see.
loveliest human beings you'll ever meet in your life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he really is.
That's really nice to hear. I mean, I love hearing the behind the scenes details and everything. I can
Yeah.
sit here and like listen to it all day. Sadly, that's all I've got time for.
Thank
But
you.
it's
you
a
have
lovely
brightened
chat.
our life with your
Oh.
sartorial
Yeah.
sense.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, thank you
Thank
for speaking
you.
to me.
Thank
Thank you
you.
guys.
Thank
Have a
you.
great
Nice
rest
one.
of your
Have a
day.
lovely
Hey, thanks for watching. I'm C, the guy asking questions in this video. If you want to see more of my interviews just like this, then check out the playlist. And if you love movies and TV shows just like me, then subscribe. I think you'll like it here. And that's the T.